All right. How's it going, everyone? Thank you for tuning in to this episode of the Unlimited Power Show. It's your boy CEO Ambition is here for another episode of this awesome talk. Not Unlimited Power. Tune into Unlimited Power on YouTube by typing in the Unlimited Power Show. But this is the Ed Talk podcast where we talk health, motivation, holistic living. How do you have everything together as a whole to further you towards greatness in life? That's what this show is about. It's not about simply personal development, health and nutrition, motivation, inspiration, getting on your grinds and getting in that work. It's all about becoming the best individual you possibly can become. And I am grateful for having this opportunity to be here today and talk to you about time management. How do we properly allocate our time so that we can make it effective? How do we take our lives and have a joyous, fulfilling, empowering, and great life? If we don't have that opportunity to have a great life, then what's the purpose of living? So today I wanted to share with you some very important tips and tricks into solidifying a good schedule, time management, and a healthy living. We're talking about work-life balance, where you can actually balance out your work so that your life can be great, because you know that everything that you're doing is intentionally done, that nothing is done completely by accident. Some of us were born accidents, and then we live like accidents, and then we get into life accidents. So if we don't want to continually be living by accident and live by purpose, then we have to purposefully craft our day, purposefully craft our lives, purposefully craft our days and weeks and months and years that we have. We cannot ponder upon when we're going to do it or if we're going to do it. It's not a if and a but, it's a must. So we're talking about proper time management. Now, as college students, people in a regular professional life, or just an entrepreneur heading out there in life and saying, I want to create something new for the world, you cannot afford to not have control of your time. Now, I want you to ponder upon January of this year. When was that? Does it seem like it was yesterday? Or did it feel like you really had 10 months already of this year? We literally have a quarter left. We have a quarter left. That's how we got to treat our life. By quarters, I mean there's 4 quarters in the year divided by 3 months. We have to look our lives like quarters, right? Just like you have Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4. Those quarters are the quarters of our lives. And when we begin to dissect each quarter, set goals for each quarter, like we are a company, because we have to invest in ourselves the proper time to building a profitable person. And for us to be profitable, we have to look at the quarters of our lives. So we're talking about January through March, right? March to June, June to August, September, and on. So that period that you every 3 months, you want to do a self-reflection to see where you're at within your personal projection. Now you have companies, analysis of companies, financial analysis. You have projections for companies. So what do you project for yourself in the next 3 months? Now I want you to reflect. What has happened in the last 3 months that is not getting you towards your vision as your individual company? You are a company. So begin to treat yourself like such, and therefore things will begin to shift. Now, I'm in the process of every principle I bring to you today. I've actually applied in my life and is constantly applying in my life. And these things that I'm talking to you about have been ingrained within my consciousness because I'm a student every day. Every day I am learning, creating new things, and growing and becoming the person I was meant to be. And I want you to do the same. So let's talk about time management. Now, how do you begin your day? That is the most pivotal aspect of time management, is how you start the day. I want you to remember this. Jot this down. Don't start the day until you have it finished. Don't start the day until you have it finished. Now, if you were to find someone that was building a home and you walked up to this person and be like, hey, what are you building? And the person told you, well, I have no idea. You look at this person like, are you crazy? You're building a house and have no idea what you're building. You're just laying down bricks every day, sweating, and you ain't going nowhere, no destination, no, simply just, I'm just laying down bricks. You cannot get to a destination not yet set. Same way you cannot accomplish a fulfilling and great day without it being planned out in the morning. Not 12, 3, 4, 5, 6. It has to happen right when you wake up. Boom. That's when you have the best opportunity to program how the rest of your day is going. So in the morning, take that opportunity to write down some goals you have for the day. Write down some tasks. And most importantly, have a vision. It's a vision of the day that will then you will be able to derive from certain tasks. Now, to-do lists, I found out that they don't work because we have a bunch of to-do lists and not going anywhere. We're just doing. I've heard this one saying that we're not human doings, we're human beings. We are to be in the world and not do. So what do you want to be? Start with that. What is it that you want? The vision statement. State that out very empowering way. Set out what your vision statement is for that day or for your life, and say it right early in the mornings. First thing I started doing this, and has been the most powerful thing in my life, is I started having a vision statement. I've written it down and I say it every single day that I wake up. So I have if I'm not doing that during my life, if I'm not going towards that vision, then I'm doing something wrong. So this gives you somewhere to start from. So now you know that I am not just going to go wander around the desert with no destination. So that's the first thing. Don't roam around the desert without a destination. Define where you're going, define the house you're building, and then go seek out the blocks to put it on there. So that's the time management principle number 1. Don't start your day until you have it finished. Now, don't start your week until you have it finished. Well, you might say, well, why do I need to plan out the whole week? I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow or the next day. If you don't know what's going to happen, then it's going to happen to you. You don't know what's going to happen. You create what you want to happen. And then you let life happen. Don't simply let life happen to you, because life is going to happen to you regardless. Things are going to go wrong. You know, you're going to meet somebody on the street and it might mess up your schedule. Something is going to go off. But don't let life happen to you happen to life. When you begin to happen to life, you have a set schedule. You have what you're going to do in mind, and you're set because you have the week finished. Don't start the week until you have it finished. Now next, don't start the month until you have it finished. Don't say, well, it's January, so I'm just going to go about it. Now, I used to do that very religiously. I had a lot of goals, a lot of dreams, a lot of ambitions, but no structure. So I realized the past 2.5 years is me developing the proper skills to have structure within my life and my conscience. So now I'm more structured about how I go every day. I have a journal, which I write down what is important to me to get accomplished that week. Now, it has narrowed down into goals. Now, I've actually written in my book that instead of saying what task I must do, I say what is the end result of this day? What do I want to be satisfied about at the end of the day. And then in this case, at the end of the week. So don't start the week until you have it finished. Now next, don't start the month until you have it finished. Have a clear, concise vision on what you want your month to look like, and then that will soon happen for you because you intentionally put it out there. So that's what is going to come to you. So now we have a lot to discuss, so I don't want to just stick on planning, right? So let's go back into the morning. What is your morning routine looking like? Do you just go about it like, well, I'm just waking up today, just another day in the corporate America world, another day, another dollar, same-ish, just a different day. Now I want you to start to take away these statements from your life, from your consciousness, from your words, from how you converse with your friends. Every day is an opportunity to live, to be great, to be joyous, to be happy, to share, to grow, to become, and to exude towards the world what you are. It's not a day to go through this corporate structure, this process of life of which has gotten us to become like birds in a cage. We're birds, we're given wings, we were meant to fly, we were meant to travel in flocks together to go towards a destination well defined before you even got started, before you even was an idea within your parents' minds. You had a purpose predetermined for you, and then you were given the option to either go for what your purpose is, or deter from your purpose and live a less fulfilling life. It's up to you. You choose. So what is your morning routine looking like? Are you saying affirmations in the beginning of the day? Are you intentionally saying, listen, I will not go towards the things that make me sad. I will not do and hang out with people that drains my power. I will empower myself with my words, with my thoughts, because I know that I am what my words continually say. I become what I think and talk about. So therefore, I will guide that space of which I think and guide my mouth of what I say. So affirmations in the morning, do you have those? Now, I recently written 10 affirmations that I will say every single day of my life. Well, not every single day of my life, but until I need new affirmations. Let's read them out for you and see how you like those. Maybe this will give you some more insight into how you can go about setting your affirmations and finding things that's useful to you. So this is Ed's 10 life transforming affirmations. Number 1, I will focus and hone in one idea at a time so that all my ideas become a reality. Number 2, every day I accomplish my list of goals. I am taking one step towards putting money in the bank and my mother in a home. Now that's important to my heart. And number 3, being what you are right now without having what you need to have to be that of what you think you should be. And number 3 says that I am an executive of a multi-million-dollar media empire that shares the voice of the little guys with big hearts, transforming big hearts to big brands, to great brands. Number 4, my past is not a time and place. It's simply a lesson that makes my present possible. Number 5, I vow to take full responsibility for myself, dedication to my craft, and curating content such as this one that inspires the world and build big brands. Everything that I want to be later, I am right now. Number 7, I only accept positive energies in my life and will exude positivity. However, I will not let negativity steal my power If it does appear from time to time, I will let it flow in and out of my life. Number 8, billions, not millions, billions of dollars belongs to me because I am a person worthy and willing to do philanthropic acts with money to help the world, change the world, make the world a better place. Number 9, I attract great people to me because I am great. I am an A player, so I will only keep in close proximity to my heart and my business A players. So how do I become an A player? Number 10, I am love, compassion, abundance, understanding, still, grounded, ambitious, inspiring, revolutionary, one of a kind, a king, chosen, a servant of God, and a servant of the world. Those were my 10 affirmations. And every morning I wake up, I say these things, not to boast or to feel like I'm better than anyone else, but simply to promote the person I am within, deep inside, to get to that other level and to change and impact the world in such a way that my acts can last centuries from my death. So what is your affirmations? I need you to go right now, right in your list of things you got to do. I need 10 affirmations for my life that I'm going to read in the morning in addition to my other morning routine acts. Now, what else do I do in the morning? In the morning, I wake up. We are focused on starting an intention day, a day full of intentionally things that I sought out to do. So that includes breathing, meditation, drinking my lemon water, affirmations, vision statement, and exercise. Now you need to figure out what is going to work for you in the morning. What is going to work for you in the morning? What is something that gives you energy in the morning? What is something that pumps you up? What is the goal that you want so badly that nothing can get in your way to accomplish? And then you set out to achieve that in the morning, every morning, the same thing. And you may say, I don't need to wake up early today. It's Saturday. It's Sunday. I'm tired. Well, why? I don't got nothing to do. It's not about the waking up early. It's about the habits you set for yourself. It's about the discipline. It's about the fact that out of millions of people, you're part of the 1 to 10% of people that wake up at that time and have actually a set morning routine. It's not about what you're doing. It's about the habit that it creates. So begin to treat your morning routine so importantly because it's the most important things you have in your life. It's how you start your day. So start it well. Now next, how do we begin to manage our time wisely? I told you, we said essentially have a vision, know what you're after. Without this vision, none of this matters because you have no reason to get up. You have to have a reason. And then you have a plan in the morning, right? So you don't start your day until you have it finished. You don't start your week until you have it finished. And you don't start the month until you have it finished. Next, you solidified a great morning routine. The morning routine is so solid that every day you look up yourself in your mirror and be like, yeah, I did that this morning. That was powerful. That was amazing. Now that type of talk to yourself builds self-confidence. Self-confidence is irreplaceable because it's the most important thing that will get you towards where you want to get to. If you don't believe in yourself, you cannot achieve anything outside yourself. So we have to be self-confident. So now let's go back into time management. Those 3 things are very important. Without mastering those 3 things, chances are none of this is going to work for you. So master those 3 things before we move on into anything else. So now, what is the next thing that we're going to discuss? Okay. So now, you want to look at your life and the things that you want as End results. Your conversation. What's the end result I'm going to get out of this conversation? You're going to church. What's the end result? You're going to school. What's the end result? You're going to work. What's the end result? You're in a session. You're in talk with a client. What's the end result? You're with your girlfriend. Hey, what are we doing tonight? What's the end result? It's all about the end result. Start with the end result in mind, and then now pick certain tasks that you want to accomplish to achieve the end results. Don't work by task. Work by the end result. So now, tip number 2, have a game plan. Now, we have a lot of things in our lives that we don't know whether we should do or not do when they're due. And then we always be on dues, and we don't pay our dues because we don't know when they're due. So have a folder on your cloud, on your phone, on your laptop, on your flash drive, where you say, this is my game plan folder. This is what I have coming up. This is what I would like to do, where I would like to go, people I would like to see, and what I would like to do. And these events are coming up, and this Ed is going to host a seminar, and I'm going to go to Ed's seminar. He's going to have a show today. I'm going to watch the show, and I'm going to do all of this and all of that because this is important to me. So now this can be in your journal. I'd recommend you use some sort of technology where you can put date and times, and you can be very, very well diligent about doing this the right way. Now, number 3 is to write in your journal throughout the day, to set goals, take notes, analyze your day. Now, self-awareness is like going outside yourself, looking at yourself, studying yourself, and then going back into yourself and changing. Self-awareness is about getting outside yourself, looking at yourself, studying, analyzing yourself, then going back within yourself and changing yourself. So we begin to become self-aware when we write things down. We know exactly what we are, what we're doing, what self-negative beliefs are there, what actions we're taking that's not going towards our vision, and what are we doing every day that's hindering us from our greatness. Now, the next thing is be aware of social media and the phone distractions. Now, throughout the day, one thing that will steal your time, the biggest time thief we have in our world right now, is social media. It's the internet. It's your phone. It's there with you all the time. You take it everywhere, and you can't live without it because that's what we've been programmed to believe. So now this is a tool, a mini computer in your pocket that can utilize to take you towards great heights. So don't say that this is the worst thing to have. It's a great thing, but it's simply a tool. Now, if you were to use one tool for the rest of your life for all the things you do you think that that tool would not consume your life and hinder you from using other tools? Right? You can't use a hammer for everything. You might need a screwdriver one day. So treat your phone like a tool, and don't let it intrude when you're working and doing things and trying to be on your grind, trying to be on this work. Focus. So don't get distracted. With distraction, working and playing. Now, a lot of us, we love to horse around. When we was in high school, we work and play. That was what we do. You know, we just crack jokes in the classroom. We'd be doing things we know we ought not to do because we had a mindset that we can work and play. Now, separate your working from your playing. Don't work and play. If you can't, you can't be in a basketball game. Well, I guess unless you're playing sports, I guess you can work and play. You're getting in that work. You're getting in that exercise, and you're actually playing a game and enjoying life. You know, if you can craft your life in such a way that work and play becomes synonyms of each other, the same, when they become together, then you're living a great life. You know, I intend on doing this stuff for the rest of my life, things like this. If I can do this for the rest of my life, that's work and play. But it's a concept that I'm actually working and playing together. But when I'm at the office and I'm trying to write down a paper, or I'm in school, I'm trying to complete assignments, don't work and play. Play, then work. Now, next, Now this I got this from Jim Ron. Don't allocate major time on minor things. Now you might say, well, I gotta send this email. So you spend 30 minutes crafting out a nice little email and you want to send it out and do all of this. It's what's happening here is that you're spending too much time. And this is something I've experienced a lot. Spending major time on minor things. And when I get the major things I have to do, we then don't give enough energy towards this major thing. Let's take this in the form of school. Just when a college setting, I used to be like, okay, minor time, studying, major time on the computer, browsing. That makes no sense. Now, minor time should be like horsing around. Major time in the books. Minor time, going to parties. Major time, going to class. So make a list of all the things that should consume majority of your life and the things that should consume minority of your life. Don't major in minor things. Now that's a pivotal rule, a pivotal lesson I got from my virtual mentor, Jim Ron, who's now gone, but has left such great tips and inspiration towards my life that I just want to spread what he's taught me by just listening to his audios on YouTube. Go ahead, go on YouTube, search for my name, search for his name, and listen to things that inspire you. Don't listen to things that puts you down, man. It doesn't help you go forward. So if it puts you down, put it down. If it puts you down, put it down and move on with your life. So we have the best opportunity right, like to literally take control of our lives, to manage our time wisely and get towards where we want to get to in a way that touches the soul of the universe. So we cannot allocate, we don't have infinite amounts of time. And without infinite amount of time, there's no possible way you could do all of the things that pulls you, all the things that says come here, all the people that want you to do this and do that. You cannot possibly do all of these things. But what's more important is finding out what's more important to you. What's more important towards getting to you to where you want to be, and then focus on those things and not majoring in minor things, but majoring in the major things of your life. Majoring in what's most important. Now, one book I read this week was very interesting. It was the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People by Stephen. Yes. And it was a great book. And I'm still, Stephen R. Covey, and I'm still reading it as we speak. I'm still going through the book and studying it. I intend on going back each chapter, learning each habit as much as I possibly can. And one part of the book, he specified the 4 quadrants of where we spend our times. So if you were to make a chart of what's important, what's somewhat important, and what's urgent. So there's 4 quadrants, quadrants within Stephen E. Covey's system. And we'll tell you right now what these 4 quadrants are. So we have on the top of the chart, urgent, on the side, not urgent. Now when you look, this is the x-axis. You have urgent and not urgent and 2 spots at the x-axis. On the y-axis, you have important, not important. Now the things that are important, so the things that are important and urgent falls in quadrant 1. which means that this has to get done right now. It's very important that I get this done. The assignment is due 11:59 tonight. This is in quadrant 1, urgent and very important. Now, we have activities, which just consumes most of our lives, which is quadrant 2, which is not urgent, but very important that we get done. You know, that's like, I need to do an assignment today. I need to go to class. That's urgent. That's not urgent, but it's also important that you do. So this is where we spend most of our lives, in this quadrant 2. Not urgent, yet very important that we do. Now, urgent, but not important. So now this is a spot where it can be very deceptive at times. There's some that is due really soon. You know, you kind of it's kind of like happening soon, but it's not that important. It's like somebody said, well, the party is tonight. You got to make a decision whether you want to go or not. But it is urgent. You have to make that decision, but is it important? So now spend less time in quadrant 3. Quadrant 4, it's not urgent and it's not important. So it shouldn't even take any of your time. You should literally avoid those tasks because it's usually a waste of time. So you know how I was talking about quarters of your life? Like if you were to treat your life like a company, that you can get sustainable and great results. When we look at our life, not only in quarters, which mean increments of 3 months of which we can set new goals, that we can analyze and that we can move forward with our lives, we have an opportunity to be aware of what we're doing. Now, when we start to then dissect the quarters of our lives into quadrants in our minds, we can then categorize what's important to us, what's not important to us, what's somewhat important, and what's very urgently important that we must get done right now. Now, being able to navigate these quadrants will give you a better sense of your time. So now you're able to allocate within your days the most important things in your life. And then now you can literally get a lot more done in this way. So I had a time where I started to confuse movement for achievement. Now take this note down. Don't confuse movement for achievement. Just because you're running around every day, you're doing this, you're going there, you're doing that, I'm like, yeah, I'm running all over the place. I used to be, I'm still like that. I'm like, damn, I'm doing a lot today. And then I'm like, what did I do? What did I accomplish? Is it meeting my vision? You know? So you want to analyze that. Don't mistake movements for achievements. Achieve by doing the things that are not urgent and important every day. Our lives is a flow of river. And in order for that stream to constantly keep going, which is not necessarily infinite, but it keeps going in one form or the other, it keeps going. We have to make sure that every day we're moving, that we're not just staying still in one pond, that we're going all like a stream of river all around the world, impacting and touching the soul of everyone we meet. And that's called living our lives in a quadrant 2, where we're not urgently rushing, but every day we're adding one more piece to the puzzle, and soon making your picture, your vision become whole. That's the pivotal aspect of life. That's important that we keep moving forward. You know, sometimes you can't see the end goal. You can't see what's about to happen, but you can continuously work towards what you want and towards what will make of you a great being. Right. I hope you enjoyed this quick intermission, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Edouard Gilles, and you're tuning in to the Ed Talk podcast, also known as Ed Talks Holistic Health and Motivation. Be sure to follow me at CEO Ambitionist. That's CEOAMBITIONIST. It's all about motivation, inspiration, fitness, personal development, business, getting on your grind, succeeding in life, and becoming the best version of yourself. I want to thank you so much for tuning in to this episode today, and I would like to continue my segment about personal development. Personal development. How do we begin to become so in tune with our lives, with our schedule, with our daily habits, routines, that we can become to personally develop in such a way that we no longer seek for things, but things seek us. That we no longer seek for opportunities come to us. That we no longer seek greatness because we are already great. How do we do that? It's a daily work. It's a daily grind. It doesn't happen overnight. It doesn't happen tomorrow. It won't happen. I promise you that. If I knew how to do that, I would have told you already by now. It's a constant yearn to become better than you are now. And it's not that there's something wrong with what you are now. It's not that something has to be changed about what you are now. It's simply that you have an opportunity to be a tad bit better. You have an opportunity to be a little bit smarter. You have an opportunity to do more than you're doing now. Now, I've spoken to people in jobs every day who don't want to be there, and I'm such a guy where I have a job right now, right? And I'm looking to quit as soon as possible, because every time that I'm spending there not fulfilled and happy with my life and don't feel like I'm doing something that's getting me towards my vision, dreams, and goals, I feel like I'm wasting my life, like I'm wasting my time, like the world is calling me, like the universe saying, Ed, we have this thing for you. This God is saying, I give you all these talents. I give you all this skill. I give you all this ambition. I give you all this purpose and drive. And look what you're doing with it. Don't waste your abilities, talents, skill sets doing something that you hate. Now, if you are someone who kind of have to do it right now because you have to take care of yourself, I understand. But do it knowing that it doesn't define you. Don't treat your job like jail. Think of your job like, well, this is funding my dreams. It's funding who I'm becoming right now. And don't just work. Work and grow. You don't have to work and play, but you can work and grow. You don't just work and go home. You work and grow, and then go home and grow some more. So take your opportunity in life to manage your time in such a way that at the end of your life, you're like, I had more time because I make use of all the time I had. So that's the message today. The message is not how do I get more done every day, but how do every day that I am already done. How can I be done every day? Because I never started. And that's a confusing line right there. Let me explain to you. When you have become to be a done project, a completed task, you as yourself, you're like, I'm complete, I'm done. You never have to start. Every day is a continuation of what you are. So take time management in such a way where there's a duality in what you're doing. You recognize that I have to be focused. You recognize I have to be intentionally about what I'm doing. I have to have an intention about what I'm doing. But yet, I recognize that I'm in no rush. At the same time that I have to have a concise schedule of A, B, C, D, I have to have This, no, not that I have to. I get to have all these things. At the same time, on the other side, know that you just are. That you don't have to start any specific route or goal or vision or dream. That as soon as it's in your brain, it has already started. And that your acts every day is a continuation of what has been initiated. Now, whatever has been moved, whatever started moving cannot be stopped until something gets in the way. So another thing, it's not what do you have to do that you have to look at anymore. Is what do you not have to do? What is it you can get rid of? Now, this is what I wrote in my book today. It's not what do I have to get done. Was that what do I have to stop doing? So let's think of not just a to-do list. What does your not to-do list look like? What are you looking to not do moving onward? What are you looking to change? What are you looking to transform? What are some things in your life right now not serving you well? Now get rid of those things because they're not serving you. Now you can't serve the world if you're not serving yourself. If you're not waking up every day, stepping outside yourself and looking into yourself and saying this is what you need and giving it to yourself, which is fulfillment, happiness, and joy, then you cannot serve others. And if you can't serve others, you cannot provide value to others. And in not providing value means that you end up being broke for the rest of your life. Now you could go to work and do a task, then that's fine, and make you money. But unless you provide the value of that work, then it's meaningless. Then your life has been a wandering generality where you're not really achieving much or giving much or doing much. You're simply making money, and your life seems to be not so fun, not so joyous, not so ecstatic that you wake up in the morning and you feel like, why am I living same-ish, just a different day? It's a new day. It's an opportunity. Every day should be amazing. It should be like, oh my God, I'm an actual human being on this earth, and I get to live and be and grow and learn and create and engage, and I get to see all the beautiful things. I get to go to the beach, hang out with my son, family, kids, friends, see my mother. I get to. So start to change your got tos into get tos. Time management final tip. You don't have to do anything. The only thing you have to do is be born and die. Those are two things. Those are the rules of life. The pathway to life and the pathway out of this life. But everything else, we get to. We get to go to work. We get to wake up. We get to see our family. We get to work out. We get to eat right. We get to. Every time in your mind, you're like, today, I got to do this. I got to do that. I want you to remember, stop, take a breath, and remember you get to. And this will revolutionize your life because I do it myself. It has revolutionized my life to the point where everything is a get for me. I get to be here at our radio and shoot this show. I get to be back in school. I get to start a new business. I get to have a job and struggle in that job because I don't like it. That's an opportunity to make me realize that, hey, I don't need to be here. I need to be chasing my dreams, chasing my goals, and getting to where I want to be. It's all a get. Change your got into a get, and you start to realize how much happier your life becomes because you get to see your mother. You get to walk to class. You get to wake up. You get to wake up early. You get to have a morning routine. You get to meditate. You get to get all these things. And then you start to see that you start to get a lot more things in the physical realm. Then you get money. See, when you start to have that get mentality, you start getting things. You get the right money. You get the right resources. You get the right people in your life. And you get everything you've been looking for because you have a get-to mentality. And that get-to mentality will get you to a reality of the dreams that you have, of the visions that you set and the places of which you want to go. But the mindset have to shift from got to get. So what do you get to do today? This is a list I want you to make as we conclude this show. What is your life about? What do you get to do every day? What do you get to accomplish? Where do you get to be by being the right person, by growing, learning, reading books, and engaging in conversations that help you grow, learn, and become? What is it that you get to? Now write that list down. And remember, remind yourself every time that you're about to say, I got to do this, I got to do this, I want you to think that you get to do it, that you get to do it. You get to wake up. All right? Now, 10 affirmations. Have you gotten those written down? So the rule, what I want to leave you, the homework I want to leave you in this podcast is to go home, set yourself some affirmations. 10 affirmations. These affirmations are to reprogram your life. Reprogram your life so that you can run the right application within your software, the body software. Now you're going to apply those programming that you got. If you program yourself to wake up early, if you program yourself to start eating an apple a day, whatever, walk around the track one time, program yourself right, and then run the application of such program. And now, remember, you are a company, right? You have quadrants in your life. Quadrant 1, quadrant 2, quadrant 3, quadrant 4. And these quadrants make up the quarters of your life. So where you choose to focus on, what you choose to focus on, are you focused on things that are urgent and important? Are you focused on things that are not urgent and important? Or are you focused on things that are not important, urgent, not important and not urgent? Are you literally wasting your time and wasting your life? So what quadrants are you operating in within the quarters of your life? Now the first 3, the second 3, the last 6 months of your life, analyze those lives. Analyze those time frames. See what you're doing correctly, what you're doing incorrectly, and work every quarter to increase the profit of yourself. What's the profit margin of you? Now, what's the profit margin of you? What are you investing in life minus what you're losing in life by spending your time incorrectly? And what's the profit margin? Look at that. Now, what is your growth rate? How are you growing every day? Or are you just going every day? Are you growing every day, or are you growing every day? So now what's the return on investment? Now, after you've invested all this time to learning, becoming, growing, and being this amazing person and managing your time correctly, what is your return on investment? Now I want you to study that return on investment. How great do you feel because you've invested so much goodness into you? Now look at that investment, and when you don't do that, I want you to compare the 2 returns of investment of yourself. And the last thing about being the company of yourself, remember that as a company, the goal is to be profitable and to fulfill your vision. So what is your vision statement? Do you have one? Without one, your business is obsolete and it's probably going to fail. You don't want to fail. You want to go somewhere. So what is your vision statement? What is your mission statement? What do you want to accomplish with your life? What will be your legacy? How much money do you want to make as a person? What value do you want to leave in the world? Because you are a business. Like Jay-Z said, I'm not a businessman. I'm the business man. So treat yourself like a business. I'm a business right now. I think of myself, I'm profitable. I add value. I am a business, so I am worth more. So now you get to pay, you get to choose your wage when you become a business, right? When you work a job, you get an income. When you run a business, you earn a profit. So for you to earn a profit as an individual, you have to be a business. You can't be a worker for yourself. Some of us, we work for ourselves. We go out, we like, okay, I gotta go and pick up the fruits that I need to eat. I gotta make sure I have shelter. So we start to work for ourselves. We become workers of ourselves. We're slaves to ourselves. We're the slave masters of ourselves, and yet holds ourselves in slavery because we're not able to transform our mental capacity. So we're working for ourselves or are you letting yourself work for you? You want to be a profitable business as a being. You don't want to be a worker for yourself the rest of your life. So create skill sets, create ways of being, create the right ethics and vision statements and morning routines. You don't get out of life what you want. You get out of life what you are. No one is going to invest in you unless they believe in you, and unless you believe in yourself, unless you sell yourself every day, unless you build the brand called you that walks around every day with great attitude, great composure, great ambitions, and the get to mentality. I am going to get to my dreams because I already got there right now. I am that I am right now, and so are you. So let that light shine, ladies and gentlemen, and don't hide it. Don't dim it. We need great companies in the world, and we're not talking about IBM, Apple, and Amazon. We're talking about the company called you. Stop seeking for other companies, other people to define your value. Set your value, set your price, set your worth, and other people will invest in accordance to how much you're worth. And that's how they get equity into who you are. And that's how they can then benefit from who you become, from who you have become. Now, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning in to the Ed Talk podcast. We talked today about time management. We went all the way in and gave some great knowledge, shared some great tips, and literally things I'm learning along the way. I'm the student and the teacher, because the student teach and the teacher learns. So become that student and teacher duality of life. You got to play both roles. And every day, seek ways that you can improve the quality of your life, of your mind, and of who you are. So, ladies and gentlemen, you're tuning in to the Ed Talk podcast here on our radio. Please make sure you follow me on social media at CEO Ambitionist, or go to my website, EDOUARDGILLES.com for this podcast. I want to remind you that you have the unlimited power, the unlimited potential in you to achieve whatever it is that you want. Whatever it is. Now, I wouldn't come up here and say that to you if I didn't believe it myself. And that until you let your light shine, not hiding it, not dimming it, until you let the unlimited capability that you have to achieve greatness towards the world, everyone, including you, will forever miss your talents, your gifts, and all the great and amazing things you have to offer. So remember, let your light shine. Don't hide it. Don't dim it. Let your light shine. Don't hide it. Don't dim it. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in. It's your boy, Ed, out. You tune into the Ed Talk podcast, and I'm excited to be here. Ed out. Peace.